So, welcome for the first lesson of School of Health. First of all, I would like to just introduce a little bit. First of all, I will tell about my own experience. 3 years ago, in 2015, I changed my diet. I decided to stop eating meat. Why? Because internal feeling that I don't want to eat anymore.
Okay.
Just something from inside. So I stopped eating meat. Then I started studying about meat and diet in general. And then in a month, I stopped eating dairy products. Then I learned further, and I learned about raw diet. So I stopped eating cooked food in a month. So in 2 months, I started eating only raw food. And from that time, 2 years, I ate only raw food. But at the beginning, it was very tough for me because I was sick. My skin was dry. I was losing my weight. I didn't have any energy, so I didn't know what was going on with my body. At that time, somebody advised me just to find in the internet one naturopathic doctor, and it's Michael Sovetov. He is one of the famous doctors in Russia, naturopathic doctors. He used to work as a doctor at hospital of urology, and he was a successful doctor. He had his own approaches about treatment, so people around the world came to him and he treated them. But at some point he understood that he treated them, but they got sick again and again and again. But he wanted to cure them and let them be healthy for the rest of their life. So he started learning about diet and how diet affects on the health. And while he was working at the hospital, he combined treatment with naturopathic approach and official medicine approach. With some people, he used only naturopathic approach. And after 2 years later, he stopped working in hospital and left. Now he's doing only, he's a naturopathic doctor. He healed already many people, helped many people. And on the YouTube channel, he created a kind of School of Health. It's a course, free of money. At that time when I changed my diet, I watched all the episodes and I found all the answers for my questions and even more. He helped me a lot, and recently I started to change my diet again. I got inspired, and here I would like to share this knowledge. In this class and course, it's not only dry knowledge. It was proved by some patients and from my experience also, and it's not real truth. It's just experience and knowledge, but it worked with some people. It worked with me, maybe will work with you. First of all, we will start from some basic information about the difference of official medicine approach and naturopathic approach. For example, if you have got cold and so you are sick, you go to the hospital, to the doctor. You are sick, you have running nose, sore throat, take this medicine. But will I be sick again later? Of course you will. Everybody can be sick. So official medicine, they see only symptoms. They don't want to know the reasons of these symptoms. They don't want to see the roots. They don't really understand what's going on with your body at the moment. And for example, if you have a headache, they have a pill for your headache. So they see each organ not as oneness, but separated from your body. Yeah. And if we talk about naturopathic approach. Naturopathic approach, a doctor or a person who knows how the body works, first of all, he wants to know what is the reason of my disease, why I'm sick now, what is happening, what my body, my organism wants from this sickness. And trying to understand what he wants, you not to try to stop this process, but help. Or if it's too much, for example, you've got fever 41 degrees, of course it's too much, but you don't stop it, you just make it a little less, because there is a reason to have this fever. It's kind of cleaning if we go a little bit forward. Yeah, you just work with nature together, with your body together, you support it, you co-work with it. Naturopathic, it's from the word nature, so you're with nature together. You listen to your body. Yeah, and so the task of the doctor, of naturopathic doctor, it's just to help the body co-work and to make it easier for the process that's going on with your body, in your body. Just make it slow, make it fast maybe, but not to stop. It's the main difference, yeah, between these two approaches, official medicine and naturopathic medicine. Next topic that he discussed, the doctor, it's a doctor for yourself. So if a person wants not only to come back, bring back his or her health, but become healthy for the rest of the life, of her life, he or she needs to understand what's going on with the body and reasons of some sicknesses. So you need to become a doctor for yourself, to understand what's going on with your body if you are sick, for example. And in this case, food, what we eat, it's 80 or even 90%. It's the reason of all diseases, of all sicknesses that we have. Of course, there is environment, air, Wi-Fi, how it's radiation, etc., etc., etc. But main thing is food, what we put inside of our body. And the first question is, what is health? What is health? And encyclopedia, yeah, the special book, this term says that health, it's when you don't have diseases. That's it. There is a long sentence, like half of a page, but in general, it's when you don't have diseases. So probably medicine doesn't understand what's health. From naturopathic approach, health is, it's very important. Health is when the processes of cleaning happening more often and more intense of the processes of making your body dirty. It's health. And if we look from official medicine, they say that when health is when you don't have disease. But for example, I'm here now, I'm not sick today, but tomorrow I will wake up and I've got a cold. Was I sick yesterday? Probably no, because something already started yesterday. So we always, if we eat not in the right way, we always keep some amount of dirty stuff, and at some point our body says, okay, that's enough, it's too much, I need some cleaning. If my body, my mind doesn't want to have special practices of cleaning like fasting, I will do it by myself, and you've got cold, for example. Yeah, if organism cleans itself more efficient than got dirty, that then this organism, this body, keep the state of the body clean the same state, and the main homeostasis, you know this term, it's immune system. Homeostasis is responsible for immune system. So it's the same, and there is no reason for any disease or cleaning. So there is no reason for this kind of disease. If the processes of cleaning more often than processes of making your body dirty. If there is always process of making your body dirty and like cleaning resources, or we have how it's organs that that help us to get rid of toxins and some stuff. It's kidneys, liver, and some other. If they cannot do it, the organ, our body keeps moving, collecting this garbage in our body, and sooner or later something will happen in our body. Something, I mean disease. Something by disease I mean, for example, you using your vacuum machine and you don't clean dust after vacuum machine. Sooner or later it will break down. The same with the body. If your body don't have rest or cleaning, it will break down. Imagine once again, you eat, your body doesn't clean, no processes of cleaning, and in the end there are two ways. First, body will start cleaning, very strong cleaning, and will focus all its energy and resources on this cleaning. Or number two, sooner or later all this stuff, toxins, slags, or how it's called, slugs, the yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
Schlag. So this stuff will be the reason of not proper work, or something will be destroyed, like cancer is an example, for example. So something will be destroyed, or any tissue, organ, or system. It's from naturopathic approach. And let's come back to the official medicine. What is the reason of all diseases? Official medicine say that the reason of all diseases is bacteria. But if we look back in our history, like 5 centuries ago, official medicine, the reason of all diseases is some demons, devils inside of your body. And what they did holes inside in the head, and they thought that through this hole demons will go away and you will get rid of this disease. Now they say that bacteria is the reason of all diseases. So probably they don't really understand still what's going on, what's with the body. Naturopathic approach is that there are no enemies in nature for a human being. No enemies. Next point that this doctor discussed, it's the main reason of all diseases in a body of human being. So if the reason is not outside, it's not because of bacteria, so probably we need to look for the reason inside, right? If the processes of making body dirty are happening more often than processes of cleaning, then your body keeps collecting all the garbage, toxins, schlacki, etc. And sooner or later you will see some disease or some disturbing, as I said before. And the main reason of making the body dirty is, this is very important, it's not natural food not natural way what we eat for a human being. So, natural food, what is it? It's a food that nature prepared for us, what's created for human being as a biological species, and not natural food. When we eat, not natural food, it's food that when we eat, later our body will need to get rid of some stuff that will be produced during our digestive system or during eating. And this matters that in this food load our body and emunctory. You know this word? Okay, it's systems that get rid of the stuff that you don't need. Liver, kidneys.
Sweat. Like sweat.
Like sweat, yeah. Skin, it's also this. The examples of these systems, it's the main is our digestive. It's the main part of our body.
But skin also.
Skin. Kidneys, liver. So once again, I want to repeat this, that if we eat not natural food, our systems, our body keeps collecting some garbage. I will tell you, you don't see this person, I will tell you, this person is 20 years old, this person is 40 years old, this person is 70 years old. What pictures do you have in your mind? This person 20 years old, energetic, want to do many things, 40 years old. Yeah, smooth skin, yeah, young, 40 years old. Okay,
Still
60, I'm not talking about yogic
60
people.
looks like me, then shrinkle and
Like,
gloss is gone.
but let's look at the nature, at the animals. Okay, let's take cats and dogs that eat not natural food as well. Cat food.
Yeah, they're getting gray.
If you are not a professional, you won't recognize the difference between 2 years cat and when the last year, maybe 12 years. They still will play, they still will hunt, etc., etc. Maybe there are some examples when dogs have some gray hair, but it's already very
But they're living
deep.
then also not natural food.
Exactly.
They're getting then with suffering with cows.
Exactly. There is the reason because they don't eat because they get some emotional satisfaction. They just eat because they need to live. So they have fasting days as well. So this is example that despite that the food is not natural, the amount of this food is extremely much more than we need. Okay, this is a good example. Let's take a person again from society who eats five times a day, 4 times a day. And we start feeding this person just once a day. What will happen to this person? Will he die? What will happen? Of course, his mood will be changed. At the beginning, he will be angry. It's for sure. But after some time, he will become healthier and happier probably. But nothing will happen. No diseases. No nothing. Like, yeah, this is a good example because some people would take pills, eat meat, and even this very long-term fasting, like 20 hours fasting, it might be a reason of death. Might be. Next thing is two groups of pollution. Let's say pollution in the body. Yeah, 2 groups of pollution. First, it's slags. So what is it? It's a matter that just keep collecting in your body, organism, and without in English it's slag. Slag in English. Okay, when you have running nose, you have good cold, running nose. It's a slag coming out from your body. Yeah. So there are 2 types of pollution. It's slags, as I said, and toxins. First of all, slags. What is it? Slags, it's a matter that keeps collecting in our body, in our organism, and without without damaging any organs or systems. It doesn't injure. For example, it's mucus, the main. Slag, it's mucus. Where we keep it? Mostly it's in our digestive system. And if you go and will give your urine or poo for test, you will see in test that you have mucus. It's 100%. When you have cough, when you get cold, your body is trying to get rid of this mucus from your lungs, from bronchi. Running nose, mucus. Yeah, eyes in the morning, mucus. It's the first form of slag. Second, it's swelling. Okay, swelling. You you eat something salty, you drink a lot of water, you wake up, your head like a ball. You have swelling. So this another way. So your body uses water somehow to, how it's called, this kind of swelling, it's also slag. Let's see the definition. Organism has to, your body has to dilute these toxins and in your connection tissue, just not to keep it in a high concentration. That's why it uses water, and you have in the morning, if you eat something salty, for example, uses a lot of water for this. And the third one, it's stones or salt that I told before. Stones and salt that consist of crystals. Where we keep it, this is salt and stones. Here. I didn't have it before. I didn't have. When I ate raw food, I didn't have it. So it's in our bones, muscles. You have pain in your muscles. It's also salt. It mostly goes from cooked food. Yeah, this is the third part. The second group of pollution, it's toxins. It's matter that injure some tissues that where they are, where toxins are, they damage it. So first kind of toxins, it's toxins from outside. About 20-30 years ago, when chemical factories production, they united with food production, they became together. They started produce food that are not similar for our body. We don't know how to deal with it because we hadn't eaten before such food, never. So what is it? It's antibiotics. In food, it's conservants, conservants, just to keep this food longer. For example, you've got ice cream or milk. Yeah, milk should be spoiled in 4 days. With chemical production, you can keep it for half a year. Anyway, these antibiotics, conservants, they're
using natrium benzoate, which is completely.
They protect from these processes that we call fermentation. Yeah, if we dig out our, I think, grandchildren in the future, 10 years later, they will be still the same because worms, they don't want to eat this bodies. So once again, conservants, antibiotics that kills bacteria, also different addings, like to make it tasty, and color, the same color, to many things. And now our body just doesn't know how to deal with it. And a good example is McDonald's. They say that our production, McDonald's production, it's all the same around the world. Doesn't matter, the same. It's a good example. They use these chemicals to keep it the same. That's it. Okay, it's group number 1 from outside. Group number 2 of toxins, it's that creating in our body during digesting. For example, meat, fish, eggs, frying food, smoking. Smoking, yeah. Smoked food. You know what our body produces when we eat meat? In our body, we don't eat meat, but maybe you should know. It's something similar to urine, мочевина, urea. Sweat is a good example in what condition your body at the moment. And a good example, it's, he said, this naturopathic doctor, example from Japan, when 100 years ago, something like this, last century, Japanese, they ate smoked fish. No, they found out that they started living less than they had lived before. They tried to find out what was the reason. So they found out that the reason is smoked fish. And after that they changed smoked fish on something else, and sometime later longevity became longer. So you started living longer. And Japan, as I know, it's one of the most healthiest countries in the world. Toxins, yeah, you eat smoked fish and your body produces toxins during this digesting. So the conclusion, toxins, it's they mostly the cause of all diseases, real diseases. Diseases, by diseases I mean when there is something wrong with the working of your system, organs or tissue. This is, I mean, by disease in this case. One example, allergy. Yeah, allergy, it's a typical cleaning process when you have allergy, when your body is trying to get rid of toxins. And once again, official medicine, they say that bacteria is the cause of all diseases. This naturopathic doctor, he worked in urology, and many patients, they came to him, they had some swelling, and they did tests, but tests showed that there is no bacteria at all. And doctors didn't know what to do with such patients. No bacteria, then no diseases, you're fine, go home. But patients say, but I'm sick, I feel bad. But your test doesn't show anything. Okay, these doctors, naturopathic doctor, he went further, and he asked his patients to make more detailed tests, and when they did it, it showed some toxins. I will talk about allergy a little bit a few lessons later. And usually doctors, they trying to get rid of these patients, and they give usually antibiotics. Because they don't know what to do with these patients. They give antibiotics, and of course antibiotics don't help as well. The last topic for today, it's 2 groups of diseases. Yeah, the first group, it's strong or just cleaning of organism of human body. So what is happening? First, you eat some stuff, and one day you wake up and you've got a cold. You have sore throat, then running nose, etc., etc. It's a process of cleaning in a naturopathic approach. And if your body has enough energy, your body will try to get rid of mucus, mostly it's mucus, as much as possible. And in a perfect way, it will get rid, mostly. In another way, your body won't have enough energy, and it will stop at one point, and you will still have some mucus in your bronchi, lungs, and digestive system. So, and when we are sick, all the organs, cleaning organs, trying to participate in this process. We sweat a lot. Also liver, we've got a headache when we have a fever. Liver getting rid of toxins from, so it's the process of cleaning. And the second group, it's diseases that are related with when something wrong with work, that or this function of some organs. As I said, toxins mostly the reason of this kind of diseases. So they made organ, they injure this organ, damage. And one of the example is infarct myocardia, myocardial infarction. Yeah, coronary heart attack. Yeah, it's kind of heart attack. Example: one person, my stepfather actually from this group. He gets sick time to time, but mostly he looks good. He eats meat 3 times a day, drinks alcohol a lot, extremely quantity, and smoke, but he's fine. At some point, these people, they can wake up. There are many examples of this. They wake up and they're sick, and in 1 week they die. So their body, their organism, somehow they dealt during their life with this. They somehow existed. The quality of life is another question, but at some point this body says, it's enough, man. And in 1 week you just die. And example, it's heart attack. Some people can survive after this, some people no. So it's just toxins, they went to the blood. And for example, this is how it's tube in our heart. And if there is no, there is a lot toxins, it becomes smaller, and blood cannot go through, and it's like break, tear, and you've got heart attack. If you survive, good. If not, what to do? So this is 2 groups. First, cleaning. Second, something wrong with your tissues or organs, so like cancer, heart attack, etc., etc. There might be a question, I expect a question actually. There are some cases, especially in public places, or for example, if you study at school, you go to school, and at some point one person gets sick, and in some time all the people get sick. What's happening? All the people starting cleaning. What's wrong? And the answer is there might be bacteria, but they somehow this bacteria come out from outside and see that you need some like kick to start this process, and they start co-working together, body and this bacteria. So, and other fellows, they also start the same process. There is one example of one naturopathic doctor who lived last century, Arnold Teret, if I'm not mistaken, or Paul Brek. I'm not sure about both of them. So one of them was a naturopathic doctor. He fasted a lot, he ate raw food, and at some point he understood that his body is clean enough. He just decided to check how this theory, if you are clean enough, your body doesn't need a reason to start cleaning. By cleaning, again, such processes as we call disease. So he went to South Africa when is famous because of malaria, you know malaria. So he went there, he saw many people who are sick because of malaria. He hugged them, he drank from a pond from the street. He did just on purpose to get sick of malaria with his friend, by the way. He didn't. Just because no need for this process. And my example also, when I ate raw food, before I had got sick like 3-4 times a year. It was for me okay. When I started eating raw food, for 2 years, no sickness at all, nothing. I did on purpose just to start cleaning. I understood at that time, because when you are sick, your body is cleaning. So I tried to get sick on purpose as well. Nothing. Yeah, now I start eating more raw food again. We will talk about it very soon. Maybe this week, maybe next week. It's about role of food in human life and how to change our diet very smoothly, not like me 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I just try to eat more raw food, but still cooked food, because I don't want stress for my body, because I had been eating cooked food since I came here. So yeah, this is example from life.